What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel and welcome back to your video. Today I'm doing race 6 for the 2024 Coke Zero Sugar 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series has a 2.5 mile racetrack known as Daytona International Speedway. This track puts on some really exciting racing, a lot of crazy moves. The big one, sometimes some pretty big flips, and sometimes some pretty exciting and fantastic finishes. The last time we ran here at Daytona International Speedway, we saw William Byron win the Daytona 500 for the first time, and the last time we ran the summer race at Daytona, Chris Buescher picked up his third and final win of 2023. He's still looking for his first win of 2024 this weekend at Daytona. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we're going to jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is looking very interesting. It's going to be 86 degrees high with 77 degrees low with a 50% chance of rain with scattered thunderstorms. Keep this in mind, it is Florida, so sometimes the weather can change throughout the week. It could get better, it could get worse. There's still time for the weather to change. Hopefully it can improve and get better for this weekend at Daytona International Speedway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I usually do 2 suck picks, 2 underdog picks, a winner's pick, and 5 drivers you watch out for. But because of the fact this is a special weekend with it being nearly the playoffs, we got 3 suck picks, 3 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the meeting who I think will not have a good run. I have 3 underdog picks, 3 drivers who desperately need a good run or good at this type of track. And I do my winner's pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And for this week, I got 6 drivers you need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 Coke Zero Sugar 400? My first suck pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Now, Kyle Larson, there's no doubt he's gotten better on super speedways over the course of the last 2 years. But you've got to be very lucky on these types of tracks. And while Larson, like I said, has improved, he's also been involved in a lot of wrecks and a lot of incidents. And coming off, unfortunately, crashing on his own at Michigan, I think the bad luck and bad juju is really going to affect him, sadly. I think he's not going to have a good run. I think he's unfortunately going to struggle. I think this will take him out and win the regular season championship potentially. I think that Kyle Larson, unfortunately, sadly, will not have a good run this weekend at Daytona. My second suck pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs stopped the bleeding this past weekend at Michigan, finishing inside the top 5, but I think the bad stretch is going to begin once again. Ty Gibbs has not been great at super speedways in his short NASCAR Cup Series career, and I think his bad luck is going to continue, unfortunately. He basically crashed last time we were here, and I think he's going to have some bad luck, unfortunately, affect him. I think he's going to finish outside the top 20 most likely, and I think, unfortunately, Ty Gibbs more than likely will get caught up in a big incident and a big wreck this weekend at Daytona International Speedway. And my third and final suck pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver in the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. Martin Truex Jr. has been struggling over the last 6 to 7 races. Whether it's getting involved in incidents, getting involved in wrecks, making mistakes, having engine issues, it really doesn't matter. And Martin Truex Jr. in the NASCAR Cup Series, he has struggled on super speedways. He is still looking for his first ever super speedway victory, and he's not been able to get it done. And sadly, I think his chances of winning are not going to happen because the 19 team has either been in some big wreck, they've got caught up in other incidents. Unfortunately, I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to struggle, and I do not think Martin Truex Jr. will have the pace speed to contend. I think he sadly will struggle this weekend at Daytona. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver 38 car for Front Row Motorsports, Todd Gilliland. Todd Gilliland has been very impressive on super speedway so far in 2024. He's qualified up front, led a lot of laps in Atlanta, had a very strong car in the Daytona 500 earlier this year, and was pretty fast at Talladega as well. I think Todd Gilliland's going to have an outside shot and opportunity. He's been pretty good at super speedways, and I think that number 38 team is going to be very strong, very fast this weekend. I would not be surprised or shocked if Todd Gilliland gets his first career win. I think he'll be a contender to have a really strong run with the 38 team. Turn around after a bad week in Michigan. I think he has a good run this weekend at Daytona. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver's 16 car for Kaulig Racing, Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen is making his second Cup Series Super Speedway start and his 5th or 6th start of the 2024 season. I think Shane is actually going to run really well. He had really good speed at Talladega with the 16 team last time he ran. He led a couple laps in the event, but unfortunately got stuck in the back of the pack. But I think he's going to learn from that. He's ran really well in Xfinity Super Speedway races with the pace he's shown. I think Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be fast, and I think he'll have a very strong and good run of a potential top 10 run this weekend at Daytona. And my third and final underdog pick for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 51 car for Rick Ware Racing, Justin Haley. You never can count out Justin Haley. He's a really good super speed racer. All of his Xfinity Super Speed wins have come with Kaulig Racing, and he's been really great at those types of tracks, not just in the Xfinity Series, but in the Cup Series as well. I think Justin Haley is going to be a threat and contender to have a shot at the win. He's been really good with the Rick Ware team. They've had a couple shots of winning Cup races in the past to Super Speedways. I think Justin Haley have a really good chance and opportunity to pick up the win this weekend at Daytona. And now we'll go ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2024 Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. Who is my winner's pick? This one was very tough to predict because there's a lot of drivers on that cutoff line at the top of the standings who I truly think could go out there and win. But the driver who I'm picking to win this weekend at Daytona International Speedway is a driver of the 23 car for 23XI Racing, Bubba Wallace. I think Bubba Wallace is going to end his winless streak. He has been very fast over the last month and a half. Coming into Michigan, he had 5 straight top 13 finishes with 4 top 10s over the last 6 races and had a car that easily should have won at Michigan. On top of that as well, Bubba Wallace has been very good at Daytona and, of course, Talladega as well. So I think Bubba's going to have a really great chance and opportunity, and I think he's going to clutch his way by getting the win. I think Bubba Wallace picks up his 3rd career NASCAR Cup Series win and his first win of 2024 this weekend at Daytona International Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Daytona. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 8 car for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has been really strong at super speedways this year. He almost won the Daytona 500, had arguably the fastest car, came within 5/1000 of a second of winning at Atlanta, and recently RCR has found something. They've been really fast at Richmond. Kyle Busch had a top 5 finish in Michigan, and I think the pace and the speed that they're showing is going to continue this week, and I think Kyle Busch is going to be a major threat and contender. It wouldn't surprise or shock me if he gets his first win in 64th Career Cup victory this weekend at Daytona. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at Daytona is a driver's 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski is one of the best super speedway racers in Cup Series history. With 6 wins at Talladega and 1 win at Daytona, you can count Brad Keselowski as a major threat for the win. I think he's going to have a really great chance and opportunity to get it done. RFK dominated super speedways last year. They haven't been as strong this year, but I do think Brad Keselowski will be a threat and contender to get the victory for sure this weekend at Daytona. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been a little bit inconsistent at times recently, but I think Chase is going to have a really good chance and opportunity to get the regular season points lead because he's been really good at super speedways. He hasn't won at Daytona before, but he's won at Talladega, he's won in Atlanta. I think Chase Elliott will be a major threat and a serious contender to get it done, and I would not be surprised if Chase gets his 2nd win of the season and his 20th career NASCAR Cup win. I think he'll be a threat and contender for the victory at Daytona. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Daytona is a driver 17 car for RFK Racing, Chris Buescher. Like I mentioned earlier, Chris Buescher is the defending winner of the August race at this racetrack. And I think Chris Buescher is going to have a really good chance and opportunity to get it done. Well, he's also been inconsistent at times this year like Brad's been. I think he'll have a really fast car. They've been really showing some resurgency recently. Did a solid run in Michigan even after getting damaged. I think that Chris Buescher will have a solid chance and a really great opportunity to get win number 1 of 2024 this weekend at Daytona. The fifth driver to watch out for this weekend at Daytona is a driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is one of the 3 best super speed racers in the NASCAR Cup Series, in my opinion. He's won at Talladega multiple different times and also won at Daytona back in 2021. While he did struggle at Talladega, I still think he's going to be a major threat for the win. He's been very fast this year, been way more consistent throughout the summer. I think Ryan Blaney will have a really great chance and a strong opportunity to get his 3rd win of 2024 and his 14th career NASCAR Cup Series victory. I think his 14th career Cup win or 13th win. And the 6th Texas Idol driver I think you should watch out for this weekend at Daytona is the driver with 11 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Denny Hamlin. You can never count Denny Hamlin out at a super speedway. He's been very strong at these tracks throughout the year, and I think Denny Hamlin could get his 4th win of this season. Joe Gibbs has been fast. They're going to be low on numbers, which could hurt him quite a bit, but I do believe that Denny Hamlin will have a really great chance and strong opportunity to get his 4th win of 2024 this weekend at Daytona. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 Coke Zero Sugar 400. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs, Martin Truex Jr. My underdog picks are Todd Gillen, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Justin Haley. My winner's pick is Bubba Wallace. And the ones to watch out for, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Ryan Blaney, and Denny Hamlin. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the race picks video for the 2024 Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Links are below that, and comment below your picks below for this weekend at Daytona. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know your drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Daytona. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later this morning on the channel, you're going to see Xfinity Series race picks for Daytona. Then tomorrow on the channel, we'll have a NASCAR News video discussing over the course of the last couple of days. We might also have the paint skin video potentially dropping. Friday, most likely, you're going to see a NASCAR silly season update potentially dropping on the channel. And hopefully the Xfinity Series race can happen so we can get that race review in as well. Then Saturday, we're supposed to have the NASCAR Cup Series race at Daytona. And then Sunday, we have the truck race at Milwaukee. Got a lot of content dropping over the course of the next couple of days that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.